good morning, everyone. It's Patrick. Monday, February 27th. Hope you guys had a great weekend. This weekend, I was able to rest on Saturday, which is important because I've been going hard ever since January hit. Just been increasing my intensity level and really making myself uncomfortable, pressing a lot more hours, working to really get things dialed in this first quarter. And I can't believe it's March already, coming up in 2 days. We got 1 month left in the quarter. And so Saturday I was able to rest, take some naps and recover. I've been hitting it hard every night when I go home. My head's hitting the pillow and I'm just out. And so the weekends are very, very important, because if we're going to increase our stealth and our agility, we got to press ourselves to uncomfortable levels. But the way that you are able to perform and be mentally resilient in those uncomfortable levels are by preparing yourself. You look at athletes, you know, they go into training camp and they grind hard. They're lifting more weights, they're running more laps, they're pushing themselves to the point of throwing up in trash cans. They're making themselves uncomfortable, and that's what it requires to be a champion. But they also have good diet, they have good rest, they have good exercise, they have good sleep, and those things that they need to do those things in order to push themselves to these uncomfortable levels. And I think us as a team, in order to be comfortable being uncomfortable, we need to work on our team dynamic. The rest, nutrition, the things that we're doing in our free time, those are important too, because if we want to be mentally at the top of our game, we need rest and recover, and we need good nutrition so that we can play at a high level, so that we can be a lot more productive and effective here in the office and out in the field at our different properties that we have. And so in order to do that, we need to work on our communication as a team. We need to work on how we're playing with each other as a team, and working on having those uncomfortable conversations. And so Sunday, my family and I, we went to church in the morning, and then we went down to San Diego, had some lunch, and then we went over to the library and we're hanging out. And one of my daughters, Ava Lynn, she wanted to hand her leftover food out to a homeless man. So we went and we looked for someone, and when it came time to step up and give it to him, she felt uncomfortable, but it was like, okay, it's okay, honey, you know, this is good for her demeanor to push her past that level of uncomfortableness, is what makes her a better person, to just do things that she's uncomfortable with. And so that's going to be our theme, is to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You know, which sometimes, you know, if it's working out in the weight room, don't just do 10 reps to do 10 reps. Push yourself to the point of failure. If it's a team environment, it's making more phone calls, it's getting more bids, it's pushing our schedule quicker than what we think we can get it done. If we have, you know, 9 days to get this project done, get it done in 7. Press ourselves, and always be pressing. And oftentimes people just sit back in a complacency and comfortableness, and that's not what we want. We want to be mental resilient, we want to be stealth, we want to be agile, we want to produce and perform at another level. And I think it's important to know what your one thing is. And so the theme of March is going to be, what's your one thing? If you guys think back to the movie City Slickers, when Billy Crystal is going out, he's at a midlife crisis, and he goes out and he's with Curly, the old cowboy, and him and Curly are just bashing heads the whole time. They don't like each other, to a point when they build the relationship, they're in a point of an uncomfortable, vulnerable conversation. And Curly says to him, he says, the key, you know what the key to life is? And he just holds his finger up. He says this. He's like, what's that? He's like, it's the one thing. He's like, well, what's the one thing? He's like, I don't know. We all got to find our one thing. And so the one thing becomes the focus. What's the one thing? What's the vital few things that we need to be focusing on to do our job at another level, so that and oftentimes we get tied into the trivial many, and we don't focus on the vital few. So focus on the one thing. What's the one thing you can do to push your schedule? What's the one thing you can do to get this project done for less money? What's the one thing you can do to talk to more people, to get more deals? And I really want everybody to ratchet up their intensity by having rest, having recover, having those outside hobbies, so that when you're in the office, you can play at a high level and you can push yourself to an uncomfortable level, which is going to make you stronger, better, and faster in doing your job. Whether it's leasing up a building, renovating unit turns for a client on the construction side, buying more houses and getting those houses done quicker. I want everybody to focus on your one thing. What's your vital few? What's the one thing that you can do to increase your game, to increase your production? Let's go out there, let's close the first quarter with a bang, and just have a rock star month of March by focusing on our vital few, and let the trivial many don't let it rob you of what you do. So get out there, make it happen, really close out these last 2 days in February, and let's have a great March. Thanks, guys.